Hi everybody, my name is Chris Morgan. I work at Paperscorer, and I'm going to take you through a brief video of how Paperscorer works, particularly with Canvas. So what Paperscorer does is it enables educators to give offline quizzes using print. So we work with a lot of different learning management systems, and if you have a quiz in those learning management systems and you want to administer them in print for whatever reason, you can do so. So our software generates answer sheets and question sheets that you can hand to students in a physical environment. They can fill those out. Then you can use your smart device, be it a phone or a tablet, or you can use a normal office or business scanner and scan those sheets. Paperscorer will automatically score them and put the answers back into your Canvas environment. So we're here on Paperscorer, and you'll see within a Canvas environment, this link here to the left shows the Paperscorer link, which shows up as soon as you install Paperscorer. So Paperscorer is pretty easy to install, and you can do so for free if you want to try it out. Below here, you'll see, or to the right here, you'll see any published quizzes that you've published within your Canvas course. So if you've built quizzes using test banks, or if you've built quizzes using questions that you've created and published them within Canvas, you will see each of those quizzes listed here with options for administering them in paper. I'm going to show you, before we go through that, I'm going to show you how to use Paperscorer without creating a quiz in Canvas. So if you've never created a quiz in Canvas, no worries. If you want to take advantage of this and you've got an offline quiz that you have in a document or that you've generated from a test bank generator that you've used in a file cabinet for years, you can create a quick key by clicking this Create Answer Sheet Without Quiz. So essentially what this does is it shows you a preview of what your answer sheet is going to look like. So I'm going to call this my answer key offline quiz. So you can see that showing up here. I can have as many as 75 questions on a sheet if I want to. So you can see they'll show up. If I have more than 75, it will span more than one sheet, and you can see however many sheets you'll have down here. And you can scan those in whatever order you wish to. We'll make sure that they get right back to the right student in the right grade book. But 75 will show up on a sheet. You can choose, let's go ahead and do 75 again. If you choose to, you can have a student ID form for your students to fill out an ID. So the differences there are that if I have that feature off, Paperscorer will create a unique answer sheet for each student with their name on it. If I have that on, Paperscorer will create one answer sheet where the student can enter their ID if they know it, and we read that ID from your Canvas environment. You can also have a number of different versions. So if you're concerned about students possibly cheating and you want to have different versions that are scrambled, you can create up to 5 different versions of a given answer sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and create 2 different versions. I can choose to have Paperscorer assign students to those versions randomly, or I can assign them manually. So I'm going to go ahead and assign them myself. Oh, this is 75 questions, so that'll take a little while. I'm going to go back here and choose just 10 questions. So again, we'll choose 2 versions, and I'm going to assign those myself. Now, because you haven't created this quiz in Canvas, Paperscorer is going to ask you for the correct answers to each of the answers. So you're going to go ahead, or to each of the questions, you're going to go ahead and provide those correct answers. And you're going to go ahead and put in point values if you want them to be more than 1 point each. Then Paperscorer is going to ask you to scramble any other versions that you've created. So you're going to want to match this with whatever offline assessment you have and how you've scrambled the questions here. In this case, I'll scramble questions 2 and 3 and questions 7 and 9. And so you see Paperscorer is telling me that all orders are unique, and so I can click Next. Now, because I've chosen to assign these students manually to this quiz, or to the versions of this quiz, I'm going to do so. So here are each of my versions, and I'm going to choose students that I want to be in each version. Remember that you don't have to do this. This can be done automatically if you choose that option. And then I'm going to create my answer sheets. From this, Paperscorer is going to create a unique answer sheet for each version. So I've got 2 versions here, and if I click that, it's going to download a PDF. If I open that PDF, it looks like this. So here I've got the version on top that can match whatever offline assessment you have for the questions. And here are the 10 questions that we created. And there's one answer sheet for each unique student that I've chosen for each version. So I would then hand those out to my students, they'd fill them out, and then I could use my smart device or a scanner to scan them, which I'll show you in a minute. So that option is very helpful for if you are uncomfortable creating quizzes in Canvas, or you don't want to go through the process of creating a quiz in Canvas, but you do want to take advantage of automatic scoring and the gradebook features. You can use that create answer sheet without quiz. If you do want to create a quiz in Canvas, you can do so here, and those quizzes will automatically show up here. And so to create answer sheets for quizzes that already exist or that you published in Canvas, you just click Create Answer Sheets. Here again, you've got a preview, and you can turn student entry on or off. You can do as many versions as you want. We'll just do one version and we'll do student entry on for this particular one. And then Paperscorer is going to automatically load your roster of students. So you can choose all of your students or none of your students or a subset of your students for whom you want to print answer sheets. We'll choose all of them. And then the next thing it's going to do is print the answer sheets and the question sheets in this case for this particular quiz. So we've got Planet Section 3-2. It's going to print my answer sheets, and I'll show you what that looks like with the answer sheet on. So in this particular case, I chose to have a student ID, so Paperscorer has made room for that. And in this case, I have not only multiple choice, true, false, multiple select questions, but I've also got a numeric question, which presents like this. And I've got a matching question, which presents like this, and another multiple choice. So lots of different question types. If you do computer-based or computer-enhanced questions, we can handle a lot of those different question types as well. So that's how that looks. And then if you wanted to print the questions for that particular quiz, because this has been published online and created online, you just click Print Questions, and we provide a printer-friendly version of the assessment that you can print out for your students as well. Okay, so now we're at the point where we've printed out our answer sheets, printed out our question sheets if that's appropriate. And we're ready to administer those assessments and get those back into the system. So to do that, I'm going to bring over my phone, which you can see here. You're now looking at my, my smartphone. And I've got some answer sheets that I've filled out ahead of time. So these are the answer sheets that your students would have filled out. And what I do is I just kind of click this icon here, and I'm going to go ahead and put this over my answer sheet. And as soon as it can notice an answer sheet, it'll automatically take a picture of it. So I'll just go through a few of these and go ahead and take pictures of them. And behind the scenes, what's happening here is it's sending these scores to Canvas for the Canvas gradebook. And so if I click View Report here, you can see that two of the three now have been scored, and it's processing the third one. So we can see that Bootsy Collins and Johnny Appleseed have been scored, and now Monty Python's been scored. If I come back to Paperscorer, so that was Section 3.2, so that was this assessment here. If I come back here and click View Scores, I will now see that Bootsy Collins, Johnny Appleseed, and Monty Python have scores. And if I click those, I'm basically now seeing all of the scores that are within Canvas. So we're taking advantage of all of the Canvas analytics. So that includes a student-specific report that shows you the total points, and it shows you what they answered on every question, whether they got those questions correct or incorrect. It also includes quiz statistics. So quiz statistics show you how many students or what percentage of students answered correctly or incorrectly for each question. And this gives you an idea of whether or not certain teaching methods might be working, which students might need intervention or enrichment, what needs to be retaught. So this is a really valuable report. And finally, you have the gradebook. If I open this, I'll open this in a separate tab. The gradebook has automatically been populated for each student for this assessment, giving their grades. So here's the sections, and here's their grades. So that's all automatically happened as soon as I scan those documents with my smartphone. The other way that you can scan documents is if you put a stack of documents in a scanner, whether a home scanner or a business scanner, and most scanners enable email, so you can scan those documents into a PDF document and have that sent to scan@paperscorer.com. That's scan@paperscorer.com, and we'll take it from there. So we scan all the documents, we put the scores in the system, and we send you an email when it's done. You can also scan it to a PDF file and email it to yourself and then upload it to our system, which is what I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add Sheets. And I've got this set of answer sheets that I've scanned just before. There's 2 in this particular PDF document, so I'm going to open that. And Paperscorer is going to automatically detect how many answer sheets are within this PDF document. There are 2, and it's going to go ahead and try to score them and give me a notice on whether it's been able to score them or whether it's encountered some kind of exception. So we'll let it do its work there. There it's scored 1. And now it's scored, should score the second one here in a second. Okay, so it scored 2 successfully. And if I go to my gradebook now, those scores are now entered for the other students. So section 3.2, and now it looks like I've got a couple of other students scored. You'll notice also in my gradebook that this offline quiz key, the quiz that we created, or the key that we created within Paperscorer, is actually in my gradebook. So it's sitting there waiting for scores to come in. So that happens automatically. We automatically create the quiz, create the assignment in your Canvas account. So to summarize, we'll just go back to Paperscorer. Paperscorer can automatically create answer keys for offline quizzes that you have in Paper elsewhere. If you created those from a document or for test bank software or whatever, you can use the create answer sheet without quiz, and in that way you don't ever have to create a quiz within Canvas. But it'll auto score them, it'll create the assignment, and it'll import those scores into your gradebook. You can also publish quizzes, pretty complex quizzes with a variety of question types in Canvas, and you can administer those offline in print using the create answer sheet and create question sheet. You can scan with iOS or Android smart devices or a standard scanner. You can send, if you use a scanner, you can send those to scan@paperscorer.com and we'll automatically score it, or you can send them to yourself and upload them using this upload answer sheets. So that's Paperscorer. If you have any questions for me, my name is Chris Morgan. It's chris.morgan@paperscorer.com. Feel free to ask questions if you have them. Thank you.